Hey guys, Ellie Showstack here. Hope you are doing well. So, I wanted to take the next few minutes to speak to those of you who are single and looking for a way to get into a healthy relationship, those of you who are divorced and getting back into the dating world or are in the dating world, and those of you who are possibly in a relationship where you're just unsure about things. So, for those of you who do not know, I am a relationship coach and I have a program called Find the Right One, where I help singles find, date, and keep healthy individuals as relationship partners. So, one of the very prevalent thoughts that is going on in the minds of not just singles, but everyone is, are things going to go back to normal? Are things ever going to be the way that it was, right? And we think about that from a financial perspective. We think about that from the child's perspective, and we think about that from our own perspective, especially if we are trying to put ourselves into a healthy relationship, right? So one of the things that I focus in on in the program called Find the Right One is when you encounter a situation that is very, very out of the norm, okay? It's extremely normal for the mind to be afraid of what is going on. So there are two major areas that the mind works in. It either looks back at the past and is upset about what has taken place, right? Or it longs for the past. I wish things would be the way it was. Or it looks at the future and it gets very nervous and it starts to say, what's going to be? What's going to happen? Both of those two areas takes us out of the present moment, which is what we're in, which is all we really ever have. Okay? And the more that you center yourself into the present moment, the more that you're able to really acknowledge the fact that you're alive and breathing, the more successful you're going to be when you get into the dating world. And here's what I mean. So in different states, there are different guidelines of 6 feet apart, so on and so forth. And people will go ahead and meet one another, whether it's on a date or whether it's online, and try to make these connections. So you're constantly shifting in your brain. First, you're judging to see if this person's even right for you. And then it's like, well, I love to travel. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to travel again. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do the fun things that I wanted to do with this person, that I had all these dreams about doing. Very, very normal. But think about it. Even prior to this pandemic, even prior to COVID-19, I guarantee you that your mind would go to one of these two ways of thinking, which is either the past, being upset about it, and the story that you created or you actually lived through, and saying that all of that was, a lot of it was bad and this is bad, and that, or it was very worried about the future. Okay? So now what it's done is the mind is, everyone knows that this sucks. So we can all commiserate together. And it's considered the norm to commiserate about the fact that travel is restricted, the fact that seeing one another in public is going to be restricted, all of these different inhibitions and prohibitions, so to speak. It's now considered the norm to really be upset about it, and rightfully so. However, the wise one will be able to take themselves back and really focus in on the here and the now, which is all we ever have, to be able to say, how can I put my foot forward in this next moment for me to enjoy what's in front of me, for me to be able to know I'm communicating with all these people and they're learning from my ideas. That makes me feel great. So when you're going into the world of dating with that mind frame, that yeah, there are obviously differences, it also bodes well for your relationship skills, because when something does come up in the date or actually in the maintenance of the relationship, you now have trained your mind to be able to look at it and say, okay, I hear you. Let's deal with the now. And the now will help me take me into my next moment in a very successful way. So I hope that this short idea was meaningful for you. If you have any other questions about getting into and maintaining a healthy relationship, you can schedule a free strategy session with me. I'll put the link in the comment section below. And I hope you have an awesome day. Thanks so much.